Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Shabs, and welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Futcast. And like I promised last episode, this episode we got a lot to talk about, a lot of Ultimate Team stuff, Fut Champion stuff, and the main man that I built my squad around for the upcoming weekend league, who I think I'm going to be really confident with, and that is second in form, Raja Nainggolan. He's got an 87 overall card. His stats are astronomical, out of this world. He's not the tallest, 5'9", but high work rates. 3-star, 3-star is mediocre, as you guys know. But still, what a card he has. And this is the squad I'm rocking into Weekend League with. So my thoughts were, if I have the best midfield I can possibly build, in my opinion, who I am comfortable with, which includes Pogba, Raja Nainggolan's second inform card, and N'Golo Kante, I would prefer Kante's second inform card. But I don't see much of a difference, enough of a difference to buy it. I'm going to wait for him to get a third inform or something like that for me to upgrade that card. But for now, I am content with his regular card. But as you can see, regular backline, the BPL backline, Winston Reed's inform card, you got Chris Smalling, you got inform Alonso, and you got David De Gea. Probably the best back four line I've ever used in FIFA so far. And then you got Florenzi on the right back. I've used Perez in that spot. Florenzi is more of an all-around guy. I trust him to go up in the attack. Because as I explained in the false nine formation guide, the false nine is a formation that utilizes every player fully. And that's why Florenzi, I need his shooting ability to be added into there. And he actually bangs in a lot of long shots outside the box after corners and stuff like that. So, it is valuable. It's not the worst thing. It's valuable, though. And I do feel like he's better than Perez. So, as you guys can see, one of my favorite players in Fut, Hazard. I can't use him because if I do, Ibrahimovic will be on his 8 cam. Is that a bad thing? I'm not really sure. But this is the thought process of my team, guys. My attack, I love Salah, I love Ibrahimovic, and I love Hazard. But Martial is fine. I'll sub in Hazard at halftime. No big deal. And I'm going to fix my custom tactics, guys. And it's identical to the one you saw in the last video during my formation guide. Pretty much slow build-up play, cover the back line, and double team when he crosses my half line, but don't pressure him. Don't raise my back line higher than it needs to be. That was the thought process with that, guys. Besides that, fairly solid team in my opinion. Probably one of the most comfortable teams I've used that I'm comfortable with in FUT Champions coming up. One of the teams I think I'm going to do really well with, and I'm happy. I'm excited. First time that I've been this comfortable, guys. You don't understand the struggle. Actually, you do understand the struggle if you play FUT Champions. Once you find that team that clicks, now it's just your turn to aim for those high-end wins. Now, when it comes to my bench, guys, I was thinking about who I wanted to put on. We got to put the boy Raheem Sterling, the boy Firmino, the boy Walker. Because, Walker, I can sub him in at center mid, at CDM, right back, center back, you name it. He can play anywhere on the pitch. Then I was like, Emmanuel Petit, he's not my favorite. He's so sluggish, not agile. He can't finish. Muller, maybe, not Giovinco for sure. Schneider for sure. Schneider's a beast in this game. That left me one spot left, and I was like, no other special cards that I really like or enjoy. Emre Can, maybe, yeah, sure, but one man who's the most overpowered player in the game. The road rage killer, Renato Sanchez. So this is the squad, boys, I'm heading into Weekend League with. Now let's get into the highlights I got with in this episode, and let's talk about more FUT Champion stuff that I wanted to bring up in this episode. Let's go. So before we head into this game, guys, let's talk about Raja Nainggolan's second inform card, because I think he's probably the best center mid in the game. The best center mid in the game. Here's a couple of center mids that I would raise above him, honestly. Ruud Gullit. By the way, look at my opponent's squad. Del Piero, Sao, Podolski, both man and match cards. What a team. Bonaventura, not the best option for the CDM position, but whatever. He's got Del Piero. Anyways, guys, so second inform Nainggolan compared to guys like Lothar Matthäus. Because when I was thinking about the center mid spot for my team, I needed a guy that had high work rates. He can bomb up and down the pitch and really, honestly, score clinically and defend very well at an elite level. And somehow out of nowhere, out of left field, the team of the week dropped, and it was second inform Nainggolan, and I was ecstatic. I had to get my hands on this card because honestly, Lothar Matthäus was on my mind. So after I built the Ibrahimovic Player of the Month card, pretty much I had to spend around 700,000 coins for him. Then I also bought Pogba before him, which was 600,000 coins. I was left with about 1.1 million coins, and I was thinking about getting Lothar Matthäus, but then I saw his price, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I can't buy him. And then I was thinking about getting a guy like Vidal, but I was like, I don't know, Vidal, do I really want to play Robben at right wing? It's so predictable with his left foot, and he doesn't have a weak foot, which sucks. Do I want to play Lam at right back? Hell no. That pace is not really friendly. I opted out for Raja Nainggolan's second inform card. Guys, if you have 850,000 coins, which is what I spent, by this man. He will change your gameplay forever. He will obliterate the midfield. Any midfield battle that you have with Raja, he's winning it. He is winning it. I don't see any midfield in the game that I am scared to come up against with Raja Nainggolan. Like I said, the only player that can beat him, Hullet. That's it. That is it. What are the chances you're going to come up against Ruud Hullet? Come on, boys. What are the chances? Maybe once or twice in Weekend League. Maybe once out of 100 games in divisions. Maybe once out of 1,000 games in friendlies. Really, what is the chances of you coming back up against Ruud Hullet? Guys, Raja is the man. Look at that finish by Nainggolan. Here's what separates him. He can do everything that other box-to-box midfielders can. Except he's as clinical as a striker when he's in the box. He's so deadly. Both feet. For some reason, man, Nainggolan, he can't pass the ball well with his left foot. But can this boy ever finish with his left foot? I was banging shots across the body with his left foot. Power shots, low-driven shots, finesse shots. His finesse shots are kind of inaccurate, but his left foot is pretty dangerous, boys. Like, I'm not going to lie with you. No BS in this podcast. But even if you compare him to a guy like Timothy or Luka Modric, Modric is going for 1.1 to 1.3 million coins. Then you got Raja. So Modric, he has the great offensive ability, great offensive stats. But here's the thing. He doesn't have high work rates. He has high medium. So he doesn't track back as well. If you go and look in the in-game stats, the tackling, the defensive stats, and the offensive stats on both players are pretty identical. But Nainggolan outbeats him in the physical stats and in the defensive stats. And he's what, 340,000 coins cheaper? Guys, don't play yourself. Get Raja Nainggolan second inform card. That was the biggest thing on my mind that I had to talk to you guys about. Next up, boys, let's talk about the no loss glitch that's still around and how FUT Champions this upcoming weekend is still going to be going on. And why they shouldn't have done it, boys. What do you guys think? I think they shouldn't have let the weekend go on. Because, look, they are advertising FIFA Ultimate Team and FUT Champions, FUT Champions, whatever you want to call it, as a very competitive game mode that you're going to be playing for money and stuff like that when you go to regionals. Somewhere where you can dictate how good you are amongst the world's greatest. But how can you make this a competitive game mode when people are cheating their way to the top? Honestly, it's not even like they're making their players a little bit better where you still have a chance to win. They are literally disconnecting their opponent from the game, giving them a loss, keeping their record the same. What kind of BS is that? Honestly, what kind of BS is that? That's like if the lottery companies, if you win the lottery, if you lose the lottery, you have one lottery ticket, but you have found a way to constantly give yourself new numbers every time with the exact same card. You don't spend any more money, and then you always have a chance to win one more time, and then eventually you win. Like that's horse shit. It should not be there. But yeah, went on with it. Am I mad? Kind of, yes. I'm really pissed because I don't want it to happen to me. I'm scared every time someone pauses it. Oh dear, is he gonna rage quit and make me DC? Or is he gonna make me DC? You know, it's frustrating. It's even more stressful. Like, come on, did we really need any more stress in the weekend league? It's stressful enough, but it is what it is. And I'm happy I'm playing 40 games because I love competitive FIFA. But I am even more disgusted that it's still going on. But that's another topic for another day. Okay, so next up, boys, we're going to talk about a huge topic when it comes to FUT Champions and something that I think has to be discussed no matter what. So when it comes to FUT Champions, competitive FIFA, playing to win as many games as you possibly can, sometimes it's what you gotta do. You gotta stop believing in the hype. Do not believe in the hype, boys. I cannot stress this enough. Here's what I'm talking about. Let me explain. Use players who work for you. Let's just take a bad example. Llorente, the striker for Swansea City, the Spanish striker. He has what, 56, 57, 58 pace. Let's say you have a goal to game ratio with him and he is by far the best striker you've used. You love his finishing. He's great in the air for you. He scores goals for you. He makes great passes. He works for you. Why would you change that just because other players don't use him or just because other players say he's shit? Your best critic is yourself. You know your gameplay the best. You know how you play the best. You know which players work for you the best. No one can tell you otherwise. If you're getting results, stick through it, brother. Stick through it. Use formations that work for you. I can't stress this enough. If you have a formation that's working for you, I do this myself too. I'm a weird ass dude. If you have a formation that's working for you, and it's been working for you for 200 games, 300 games, and you're like, I'm tired of winning. Let's see a formation that other people use that I want to try. It sounds weird and retarded, but that's how I am. and I usually get in a bad little cycle where I'm like, oh god, this is not the formation for me. Let's go back to the old formation. And then for some reason that old formation doesn't work anymore. Then I'm stuck looking for information. Don't do that to yourself, boys. Please take it from me. Do not do that to yourselves. And another thing, if bronze benching works for you, use the chemistry styles that work for you. The chemistry styles that you think are the best. Don't bronze bench if you think that's better for you. All I'm saying is, take pro tips as you will. Of course, use pro tips as much as you can. But your best critique is yourself. You want to get better at the game? Obviously, take tips from the pros. But learn from yourself. And also, guys, before you go, some thoughts on Fabio Cannavaro. So a lot of people told me to try him out. And for 300,000 coins, he's not worth it, boys. He's not worth it. Great interceptions, great defending, great tackling, great positioning. But I don't feel as comfortable with him as I do with Winston Reed or Smalling. So I was like, you know what? Cut the BS. 300,000 coins, not worth it. I'm going to sell him off. But anyways, boys, we talked about a lot this episode. Let me know what you guys think about everything I said in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily content on this channel. Smash that like button. Hit the crap out of it. And I'll see you next time, boys. Peace.